Alright guys, welcome back. We're going to be solving another question from the chapter 4 of engineering mechanics by Meriam, and in this one we need to calculate the magnitude of the force that is acting on the pin at point D. So here we know that the pin C in here is fixed in DE and bears against the smooth slot in the triangular plate. So the smooth part refers to no friction, so we don't need to consider any friction force along this part. So we only have a normal force that is applying at point C, and we can dismantle the system and start with the free body diagram of the triangle that we have in here. So let's just show all the forces and the free body diagram for here. So we're gonna have two forces at A since we have a pin at point A, and as I mentioned, we only have a normal force perpendicular to the hypotenuse of this right triangle that we have in here. I'm gonna show this triangle in maybe green, and we have our equilibrium equations. We can start with our moment equation. So we have three equations: sum of all forces in x equals 0. We have the same thing for y, and we're going to have the moment equation. So these are the three equilibrium equations, and we are going to do the moment equation about point A for the right triangle that we have in here. That way we can get rid of ax and ay. I'm just going to show our x and y axes here, and let's see what we have. So we're gonna have the moment of the force C about A, which is a counterclockwise moment, so it will be positive C times, we're gonna need the hypotenuse of this green right triangle, which one side is 160 and the other side is 120. So the hypotenuse would be 200 if we just do a quick Pythagorean theorem. And one easy way is that famous combination of 3, 4, 5. So if you just divide each of them by 40, this is going to be 3, this is going to be 4, and this is going to be 5. So that's how that fast I figured that is 200. So C times 200, we're going to have the moment of the 100 Newton force at B. This is clockwise, so negative 100 times the distance would be the distance from A to B, which is 140. And this should give us the force C, which is going to be basically 140 divided by 2, or 70 newtons. So we found the force C, and the reason why we did that is that we're going to move on to the free body diagram of this bar DE. So I'm just going to draw the free body diagram for that bar. So we're going to consider two forces, dx and dy. For D, we're going to have the normal force that we consider at point C perpendicular to that. So we just have to keep in mind that this force has to be in the opposite direction of previous member based on the Newton's law. So that's why we have this exactly in the opposite direction, again perpendicular to this side. And we have a roller at point E, which we need to show another force. I'm just going to show at E. We do not have any vertical force for roller because we are assuming that there is no friction. So again, the easiest way, since we have the most unknown at point D, we're going to start with the moment equation about point D. We're going to have the moment of E about D is going to be counterclockwise, so positive. And we're going to need the distance from E to D. Let's just get back to the figure. So just going to clean up, we can see. So it's basically 120 plus 80, which is 200. We're going to have the moment of C, but we need to resolve C in order to find or use our 2D shortcut that we have. And if we resolve it, we'll see that the Y component won't make any moment. It's going to pass through D. So we're going to have the moment of the X component. And for that, we need to have some information about this angle here, which is basically what we have in here. If we just call it alpha. And first of all, the moment is going to be in this direction about D, so it's clockwise. So negative C, and that would be the cosine of alpha. If we look at here, cosine of alpha would be the adjacent, which is 4 divided by 5. So I made a mistake in here. So the angle that we have is actually this angle here, alpha, which is this angle alpha. So This won't be our alpha. And for cosine of alpha, we're going to have actually the adjacent, which is 120 over 200, or 3 divided by 5. So times 3 divided by 5, that's our force. And for the distance, we basically have the distance from C to D, which is 120. So that's pretty much everything for the moment equation. And this should give us the force E in here. And we already know that C is 70. So we can find E in here. We can cancel out all the zeros. So 21 times 12 divided by 5 times 2. And let's see what we get. And we just have to divide this by 10. So it will be 25.2 newtons. We found E. And now we're going to use the other two equations that we have. Sum of all forces in X equals 0. So we're going to have dx minus E plus the X component of C, which is what we found, 70 times 3 over 5 equals 0. We figured E is 25.2, so dx would be basically 25.2 minus 70 times 0.6, or 3 divided by 5, and this is going to be minus 16.8, and negative sign shows that the dx is actually to the left. So we found dx, and the last thing is sum of all forces in y equation equals, in y direction equals 0. So we're gonna have dy, we're gonna have the y component of c, which is 70. This time it will be 4 divided by 5, and this will be equal to 0, and we can figure out dy. It seems that the direction of dy is correct. So 2800, 280 divided by 5, this is going to give us 56 Newton. And if we just want to show the final answer, we're going to have for d the square root of dx squared plus dy squared. Let's see what we get for that. So the square root of 16.8 squared plus 56 squared. And this is going to be 58.47 newtons. And the final answer for this question. Hope everything was clear. Let me know if you guys have any questions. And you guys take care. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.